Well, welcome to the Ethiopian American Chamber of Commerce, where your success is our business and currently being rebranded for the next generation. My name is Nikki Lagessa, and I'm the founder and president of the chamber. Ethiopian American Chamber of Commerce was incorporated in 2003 with the help of other Ethiopians. In collaboration with other organizations, we had several business expos, trade missions to Ethiopia, several seminars and trainings. We helped establish the Little Ethiopia Business Association and participated in many projects in Little Ethiopia. We have even organized the International Unity Parade in celebration of Africa. Understanding value of culture and identity, we opened the Little Ethiopia Business Association, it's Little Ethiopia Cultural and Resource Center as a DBA of the chamber. Working with the business and surrounding communities, we had numerous artworks and encouraged sidewalk vending. Our latest project was with the city of Los Angeles as possible designation of the area destination Little Ethiopia, where people come to dine, shop, and experience unique culture. Due to the current climate of pandemic and economic hardship that the businesses are going through and the need to improve and empower the next generation, we are rebranding and reactivating the chamber. Hence, I would like to introduce our operation officer, Ms. Betty Mulugeta, and Ms. Ida Solomon, our communication officer. Thank you.
Thank you, Negest. Hello, everyone. My name is Betty Mulugeta, Operation Officer at Ethiopian American Chamber of Commerce. Before we move on to Ida Solomon, I would like to ask Yonatan to briefly introduce yourself, and you can just say your name and the name of your business. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, hey, my name is Jonathan Germa. Our company is called Adulis Technology Services. What we do is we build websites, any custom softwares, mobile applications, and digital marketing.
Thank you, Jonathan. Now it's my pleasure to yield the floor to Ida.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending our first networking mixer. We're happy to have you all. We're happy to relaunch the Ethiopian American Chamber of Commerce. Again, my name is Ida Solomon. I am the communications officer for the chamber. I have a background in communications, marketing, and event management in the LA area, and I've also worked and lived in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So for today's first event, we're happy to have the Honorable Jan Perry. I'm just going to read a brief bio about your background, and of course, if there's anything else you'd like to add, be more than happy to hear from that. Currently, Jan Perry serves as the Executive Director of the Infrastructure Funding Alliance, a national alliance to meet future infrastructure, economic development, and environmental challenges. She has also served on the Los Angeles County Small Business Commission and the Women and Girls Initiatives. Mayor Eric Garcetti had selected Ms. Perry to run the Economic and Workforce Development Department shortly after his election in July 2013. And Jan Perry is a candidate for the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors District 2. She has served as a Los Angeles City Councilman for the residents of District 9, which includes Little Tokyo, Downtown, and South Los Angeles. So I'm sure that's just a brief summary of all the work that you've done. And we wanted to provide a platform to help business owners that are being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, different information that they can access to. So thank you again for joining us today and for giving us your time.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Nikki, I'm very glad that you asked me to join you tonight, because I've known her for a long time and we've discussed lots of different issues over the years. And I think this is one of the most prescient issues that we have to deal with right now. One update, I did not win the supervisor's race, so I just want you to know that. But I am the executive director of the Infrastructure Funding Alliance, and interestingly enough, I started this position when I left city service at the end of 2018. And it's a small nonprofit. We do development work, but I've been working from home. So when the pandemic hit, which was right after the primary, I was working from home anyway. So, I didn't have to change anything. And the interesting thing about working from home, I don't know if the rest of you feel this way, but because we can do Zoom meetings, we don't have to drive, we don't have to go anywhere. I've actually become even more productive. And, I'm able to talk to a lot more people during the course of the day because I don't have to go anywhere. And so that's just been an interesting, I guess, unanticipated consequence of having to stay home just to be safe. But for small businesses, I wanted to just share a little information with you since you're the chamber, the Ethiopian Chamber of Commerce, and to look at what the city has available for you in terms of some relief. And then let's take a look at what the state has. I think everybody's probably pretty familiar with what the federal government has to offer. And apparently it's changing on an hourly basis until we get to January the 20th, and then hopefully things will stabilize. But the city did establish an economic relief package for small businesses to be able to get loans. Oddly enough, it's administered through the department that I used to run. It's called the Economic and Workforce Development Department. And they set aside about $11 million in an economic relief package just for small businesses. And, you can get grants from anywhere to $5,000 to $20,000. And while that's not a lot of money in the life of a business, it may be enough to be able to get a person from basically terminating to surviving 90 more days to see what we can, to see if you can make it out. This is they're basically no fee microloans, and with relaxed underwriting standards and without a minimum on credit scores, and a pretty generous allowance to meet debt service with a 100% loan to value ratio. The interest rate is sort of a sliding scale. It could be anywhere from 0% for 6 months to a year, up to 3 to 5% for terms up to 5 years. And even that's pretty decent. But again, this is not a lot of money considering the size of our city. So, ask and you shall receive, and ask quickly if you know of people who want to do that. And then again, that's administered. Let me see if the email is on here. Yeah, it's administered by ewddlacity.org. So I'll repeat that again before I go. And then for the state, I wanted to look at some things that specifically affected small businesses to share with you, because everybody can go to California for All, and it's the COVID-19 California.gov website. But they have a good section in here on quick answers for small businesses, small businesses who might need sales and use tax relief, and they'll refer you to the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration, and they have expressed the willingness to work with taxpayers to provide, relief where appropriate, and negotiate and defer. And then there's another question in here I thought would apply to a lot of your members. How does a small business know if it's eligible for a Small Business Administration loan? SBA, Small Business Administration, is part of the federal government, or a loan guarantee program. And it suggests that you go through the worksheet on the SBA website under Small Business Debt Relief and look at the loan details and forgiveness information. And then they also have a website called COVID-19 support website under the Small Business Administration. These are both vetting tools. So you can suggest that, your members take, 30, 40 minutes and go through it and figure out where they might fall in terms of what the SBA can do for them. And then, of course, the one thing that you all probably heard a lot about in the very beginning is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or EIDLs. They started off with a grant program that was up to $10,000 per business. Now the grant program for the $10,000 appears to have been discontinued, but they are still accepting new applications. I guess that means for larger, more significant amounts, because you can get a direct loan for up to $2 million at an interest rate of 3.75% for small businesses and 2.75% for nonprofits. But that has to be done directly to the Small Business Administration. And let's see, what else? Those businesses who receive that Paycheck Protection Program, which is not at this time accepting new applications, they can apply for loan forgiveness, but you have to apply for it. Again, that goes to the Small Business Administration. And then the last question I thought that might be interesting to your members is, what if small businesses owe more than $50,000 on deferred sales and use tax? And there is a program that, again, through the tax administration, where you can ask to defer interest-free under this relief effort up to $50,000. So there are some things that you can do at the state and city level, and they all kind of add up, but it's tedious and it's stressful, and we're getting the vaccine, but we're not out of this yet, and the economic recovery aspects of this are going to take a long time. So I'd love to be able to answer any questions you might have, and see what you're thinking.
Thank you so much for that information. Does anyone want to start off with asking a question?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Ida, and thank you, Honorable Jan Perry. We really appreciate you coming tonight, this evening.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you think will help the small businesses, such as ethnic restaurants, in trying to weather this pandemic, especially in regards to the concern that they have about being displaced? What do you think would be a good strategy for the businesses to follow?
Well, obviously have close communication with your landlord, if the person doesn't own the building in which the restaurant is located. Encourage the landlord to get as much relief and support as the landlord can, and then try to negotiate either rent deferral or rent reduction, or some way, since the revenue's not coming in, to allow the business to hang on and hang in there until things return to some level of normalcy. And a lot of landlords are being smart. Rather than having an empty space, they are dropping rents. There are some knuckleheads who say, pay what you need to pay or else. And then others might take what rent is past due and wrap it on to the back end of a lease, which is not the worst thing in the world. But restaurants, even in a good economy, are high risk businesses. They have a lot of turnover just because they're restaurants. So this just made it worse. So, sometimes a restaurant has to go through a decision of, is it less expensive? Is it cheaper? Is it damage control to just shut down completely? And then we reopen when, the coast is clear. So, those are very personal and very difficult decisions that each business owner has to go through. When I think about the impact on Little Ethiopia, which is a cultural hub, because of the high concentration of the businesses and the restaurants, the loss of even one would tip the balance in a way that would not be healthy in the long term. So for those restaurant owners that have a common interest, I suggest they band together, work together, talk together, communicate with each other, and decide if there's some way that maybe they could go in together collectively as an association to try to preserve each and every one. Also by cross-marketing. I noticed that in Little Tokyo, they are cross-marketing their businesses. So, when you buy from one, they put together a list of, what you could get from the other businesses, or special baskets or special packages, so that, nobody gets left behind. And, it's similar in that it's a similar cultural and ethnic community with similar interests, not only in food, but arts, culture, and being a cultural hub.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Okay, well, we have a quiet group tonight.
Yeah. So what do you see the future? What would you the forecast would be for these small businesses in the future? I understand that we might lose like 50% of at least the restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, maybe with the new administration coming in, do you foresee any other resources?
Well, we've been talking to the transition team about public investment authorities and financing districts to be designed around areas that are under-resourced or have been left behind or devastated by the pandemic, and to be able to take tax increment financing and using it to help these businesses get reestablished and to be able to come back. And that could be anything like, signage, workforce development, job generation, job placement, helping improve the physical space, not only for the community, but individual businesses. So it has a lot of different uses, and we're trying to get them established across the city. I guess it would be no surprise to you that it's very difficult to get that done in the city, but we're trying. We go to other cities and it's much easier, but in the city of Los Angeles, it's extremely difficult. But those are the kinds of things that can help. Those aren't quick fixes, though.
Yeah. So hopefully the new government, the new administration will give more resources to California and the state, thereby filtering it to the cities. And maybe these businesses will get more money coming their way. Yes,
and I would pay special attention to information that comes out of the Department of Commerce, Economic Development Agency, the Small Business Administration, and anything having to do with opportunity development and small business coming out of the feds, and track that and get on their notifications.
Great. Yeah. And one last question. What do you have in your back pocket as far as your future endeavors? Are you
there's a lot of movement, a lot of political movement right now, and doing the job that I have now is fine. But I do like helping people, and I do recognize that there is a significant difference in helping them as I am like I'm doing right now versus having a position, an elected position or an appointed position. And so that would be obviously something I still am very interested in, but right now there's nothing available, so I just have to see what develops and be open to it.
Great. Yeah. I don't have any more questions unless Adolis or Betty or Ida or anybody else?
Yes, I believe Jonathan has a question.
Okay.
Raise his hand.
I have two questions. The first question is regarding Little Ethiopia. So I would like to know, like, the worst scenario, like if developers come and like took over the area, So will the area will no longer be called Little Ethiopia because of that?
Well, the reason that it was designated Little Ethiopia is because of the high concentration of Ethiopian restaurants and related businesses, and that's what gives it its cultural significance and its definition. And I would be very strong in fighting any developer or influence that would not continue to be supportive of that, because, you know, because of the small businesses, it's become a destination place.
Yes.
And a place not only for tourists from out of town and out of the country, but people from in our own city who wanted to learn more about Ethiopia and culture and food and things like that. So I would be very strong in fighting that. I would make sure that your elected officials understand the significance of Little Ethiopia and continue to support it, not only financially, fiscally, but politically and legislatively, and to make sure that the signage is maintained. If I were you, I would go for, you know, getting some street furniture, and you know, it can have its own theme, maybe colors of the flag or something to identify it and mark it as this area is special. But make sure that it stays strong, because if you lose that, you'll lose the community.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, the only reservation that I have regarding that is that area has a potential to grow because it's like next to Beverly Hills. So that area is like being developed quite well.
Yes.
So like even like if we preserve it for 5 years or 10 years, after a certain time, there will be a time where a development must happen regardless. So if that happens, how will the businesses, even if they get displaced and they can come back once the development is done, or some kind of arrangement still to preserve that area?
Well, once you start displacing people, it's a high risk, and the risk is that they won't come back. And even though a developer might come and say, well, look, I'm going to tear down all these single-story retail spaces, but I'm going to build like a 4-story apartment building and put retail spaces in the bottom, it's probably not going to work out. So if I were you, I mean, those, what is it, about 4 blocks that are intensively Ethiopian businesses, fight to preserve those. There's plenty of room for development to go on south of where Little Ethiopia begins, and also north. So there's no reason why you need to give any ground in those mid-block areas. You know, there's plenty of places to develop, and you're right. It is close to Beverly Hills, and it probably will develop around you, but you know, you can get it. You know, you may also want to seek a cultural landmark designation through the city, so you get it designated as a cultural landmark or cultural area. So that'll give you more protection.
Okay, thank you very much. That was my first question. The second question is, our company is a technology company and we are minority owned. So like, is there a place where we can get like government bids or in terms of technology jobs?
Is there a place where you can give the jobs or
apply, like, you know, the minority owned business, they get
yes,
opportunities in different sectors?
Yes. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to look at the minority owned, it's MBE, Minority Business Enterprise, requirements for every city or county in which you want to do business. And unfortunately, there's no standardized universal application where you can just do it once and it applies everywhere. You know, if you want to do business in Culver City, you got to do that. Beverly Hills, you got to do that. Pasadena, Los Angeles, and then there's Los Angeles County, and they're all separate. But you need to do that so that you can get your certification, so that you can participate in procurement opportunities. So when these cities or counties issue a notice of funds availability. It's called a NOFA, or they're procuring for some specific service, you'll be on the notification list as a pre-approved MBE, Minority Business Enterprise.
Okay, I really appreciate this information.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anything else? Okay, well, I'll let you all go on with your meeting.
Ida?
Yes, thank you so much. We definitely are so happy to have you here today and share these resources, and we'll make sure to also make it available for our members on our website. So thank you again for your time.
Absolutely. And call me anytime you need me.
Thank you. We
We
appreciate that.
definitely will.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So I believe Beatty is going to go over some of the benefits for joining the Ethiopian American Chamber of Commerce. She's going to be sharing with us some information. So go ahead, Beatty.
Thank you, Ida. Before we conclude, I'm going to share my screen and briefly highlight some of the benefits EACOC has to offer. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So EACOC's primary focus on Ethiopian businesses in the greater Los Angeles area to build and uplift the community by providing advocacy, training, seminars, and networking services to help business people begin, run, and mature their businesses and companies. As we know, gaining exposure is difficult, especially if you're a new business. You have to find ways to permeate your brand into the community so consumers know who you are and what you offer. With EACOC, you gain resources that make this much easier. We are currently offering free membership for the first 50 businesses that sign up as a bronze member. If you are interested, please visit our website, eacoc.org, to sign up. With that, Nigist, if you have anything to add, or else.
Well, you might want to tell them what each category offers, starting with the bronze. The bronze is the one that we're giving for free for the first 50 applicants. So we have several benefits. Would you like to go over that, Betty, please?
Yes. So if you sign up for bronze, as I mentioned earlier, it will be free of cost. And some of the benefits that you will be gaining is you will have access to directory, biz development, and networking events. If you sign up for our silver deal, it's you will have access to Trade Mission, Business Expo, training, seminars, and classified ads on our website. If you sign up for the gold one, you will have access to special VIP events, advocacy trips, engagements, special placement in the directory, certification, and participating in the Business Investment Club. The diamond package is mostly for sponsors. You will have sponsorship benefits and access and network with our members.
Yes, if I can add, for example, our gold members will have everything that the bronze members have, everything that the silver members have, and then everything that will go towards gold. So they will have all the benefits that we are willing to give. Thank you.
Has anyone any questions about the member benefits?
Can you say what the cost saving benefits are, maybe?
Nigist, if it's okay.
Yeah, okay. If it's okay with you, maybe I can say the cost saving benefits. For example, are benefits that we can get as a group. For example, the different discounts, Office Depot, maybe different legal services, maybe different legal consultations. And the directory, of course, will have their name on it, name, address, email. Anybody can go in there and look it up. And the mixer is what we're doing now to get the businesses together so they can get to know each other's business and what they do and share information. And usually we'll have, just like we did today, Honorable John Perry, we will usually have some professionals to speak. And the business development, starting from a startup, how do I start a new business? From that, we'll go up to finding each business a need assessment, and then we will try to provide help for them. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
So Ida, do you want to talk about briefly our upcoming events?
Yes, so moving forward, we're going to be hosting these events on a monthly basis, and we're going to have different speakers covering different topics. So please stay tuned for our future events. Please follow us on Facebook. We've also updated our website. So if you are interested in applying for the membership, then you can apply directly on our website as well. And if you have any questions, you can contact us via email and just follow our Facebook page for any updates. So thank you again, everyone, for attending. We hope this is informational. And once again, we're going to be providing these resources that Jan Perry had shared with us today on our website as well. So we hope to see more community members joining the chamber. Again, we're offering 50 free memberships. So please sign up and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you very much. This is our very first, and we're going to have more. And by the way, we are giving a 20% discount from Rosalind's restaurant for one meal for any one of the members, the 50 members that are applying, that are part of this mixer, right, Betty? I don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yes, anybody that attended this meeting here, the Zoom meeting, we would give 20% discount of any meal from Rosalind's Ethiopian restaurant on Fairfax. So thank you and have a nice night, a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you.